I project perpendicular to that line. I'm looking for true length here. Let me use pencil to do my projections. So I always project, keep this in mind also, because I saw this on some worksheets, people would get a little confused. But whenever you are projecting into an adjacent view, like such, this angle is always 90 degrees. Okay. Now the fold line is the one we change, right? Due to the condition. We're either going parallel or perpendicular to features. That's what laws 1, 2, and 3 are. But your projection lines, they're always 90 degrees to your fold line. And it's, I understand that this is confusing because you're sitting there and you're used to always going this way. And I see on worksheets where somebody will draw the fold line correctly and then they'll project on that angle. Okay. And that's just a process of just starting to identify and say, no, I got to slow down here. I always go perpendicular to fold lines when I'm projecting from adjacent views. Okay. All right, so we know point A has to fall on this line, C here, B here. I don't know where on those lines it falls. Okay. So I go back to the other view. Okay. So I'm going to come up here and measure fold line to point. That's the same distance as fold line to point. So that one will be right here. That's B, A, and folks, I'm just carrying A with me. Okay, keep in mind, it's not really related to BC. I'm just bringing it. And then, let's see, I should have just done C by there, but we'll get it up here. C, C. Okay, so there's C and B. And I'm not sure that this is really what's going through your process, but I do want to address this. So this is BC, and it's true length, right? I did see some people on some worksheets go ahead and connect this up as a plane. And, you know, I can understand for the projection, that's not going to really affect the answer. But it's not a plane here. Keep in mind you're dealing with two separate things. You're dealing with a point on the hopper and the pipe. They're not really related. All we're doing is trying to find the distance. Since I have true length, I now have law 1 done. And I need to go to law 2. Law 2 states that a true length line will appear as a point in view plane perpendicular to it. So I need to go perpendicular. And I'm just going to kind of hopefully get perpendicular. Then I project. And again, I'm always going perpendicular. Doesn't look like I got to perpendicular, but that angle should be 90 degrees right here. Now I know A falls on this line. I know BC falls on this line. I just don't know where. So I go back 2 views and go fold line to point. Fold line to point for BC. So there's CD actually, because C is closer to me. And then we do point A, just fold line, point, and fold line to point. There's point A. Now that is the shortest distance that it can be. And you could then measure that item. Keep in mind you are using a scale of a 1/4 inch to a foot to measure that.
Would you measure that and tell me what you get?
If I have, you got an architectural scale?
Yeah.
should be somewhere around 3.4 to 3.7 or so. I kind of was pretty lenient on there based on the fact we don't have good drafting tables and don't have them taped down, because that affects your accuracy quite a bit. Okay. So to measure this, we go find our quarter side, put it on our 0 that you measure to the point, just as a review of this. So here, let me kind of zoom in on this so you can see it. So from 0, I'm at 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot. I'm past 3, not to 4. I slide my 3 to the end, and I come back onto it, and I am 3 foot 4 inches. Okay. For that measurement. I think on my key, where I use the big drafting table to put my key together, I was 3.7. Okay, and that's probably about as accurate as you can get manual drafting wise, is using those big drafting tables. Any questions on this? Let me just show you this other way, because I thought it was pretty nice. Majed, correct me if I do this wrong from the way you did it. What Majed decided to do was to basically come and take, and he drew it, which I couldn't get the answer this way, but he took a line and said, okay, I'm going to draw a line from A to the center line of the pipe. So that's just a line. Then he projected that line down here, because we're projecting straight through. So here's that same point on BC, and here's that line again. So now we have two functions of the line. Then he applied law of 1. Since I've got a known line, he went parallel to it, got true length of that line, and then just measured the line. Valid geometrically. I did get a better result, a more consistent result when I went perpendicular, projected it down here, and then went true length of that. Just so you know, Majid, I didn't tell you that.
Is that sort of like a strike line?
Yeah, well, it's an imaginary line.
Yeah.
And you have two representatives of it, and so then, once you have the two representatives, you can now locate both those endpoints in any view, correct? Anyway, thought that was a unique solution, and it works. What's the old saying? There's more than one way to skin a cat. Hope there's no cat lovers out here.
I have never heard that one before.
You've never heard that?
I've never heard that.
Really?
Yeah, that was a very common saying for many, many years. Any other worksheets? I thought of one other definition. It's really a convention, right? When we pull auxiliary views, in essence, we're really only looking for the plane in question or the geometric solution to that plane, so therefore we rarely bring the whole object, we just bring the plane in question, which would create a partial view. Any questions at all? Okay, well, if I didn't get your worksheets in to get them graded, then please get those in. You'll probably take a 1-point ding for being late, but that's better than a 0, regardless. And I can get those back to you. As soon as I get them, I'll stop what I'm doing, grade that, and get it back to you so you can use it for studying purposes. One last thing. I don't want to start the new class on Friday, and I don't want to test for this class after a long weekend, so I want to test tomorrow or Friday. It really doesn't matter to me which one I test on. Now also, if you've got all your drawings done, and for even today, then I will not look at attendance except for the test. But let's say we do the test tomorrow, then if you've got everything done and you want to come in Friday, that's fine, take a 4-day weekend. If you don't have your drawings done, you need to be here. Okay, and yes, I will check the things and grade them and stuff, so don't be too drawing short and think, oh, I'm done, I'm gonna not come in. But be that as it may, what I'm really getting to here is I don't care if we test tomorrow or Friday. So you folks tell me.
I go for tomorrow.
Think about it for
Friday.
30 seconds.
Tomorrow.
Who wishes for Thursday?
I'm good either way. I'm chill.
1, 2,
Okay.
3, 4.
So I've got 4, 5, okay? Who wishes to go Friday?
1,
3?
2, 3.
Okay, Thursday it is. Thursday it is.
Skip that.
All right, that's all I have unless somebody has another question. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Ask questions as you go through it.